In this lesson we're going to look at harder reverse volume questions, working out the radius for the cylinder and the cone and the sphere if you know what the volume is. So this question here, the volume of this cylinder is 200 centimeters cubed, we have to find the radius. So the first thing you do is fill in the information you've got. So we know the volume is 200, I'm going to put the 200 in here. I know that pi is 3.14, so I'll just leave it as a pi symbol at the moment. I'm trying to calculate r squared, so I'll leave that alone. And I know the height is 9, so I'll feed that into the formula. Now what we can do here is we can actually multiply the pi and the 9 to get a number value to times by the r squared. And if you do 3.14 times 9, then it pops out as 28.26. Now really what we're trying to do is isolate the r squared, we just want it in its own. The easiest way to do that is divide these numbers. You want to do 200 divided by 28.26. I'm just going to switch it over and do that. 200 divided by 28.26. So feed that into your calculator and it pops out to be 7.08. Now finally, to get r on its own we have to undo this square, and the opposite or inverse of square is the square root, so we basically have to square root the 7.08 and we get an answer of 2.66 centimeters. Okay, let's look what happens when you have a similar idea on a cone question. Okay, so same as before, we're told the volume, we have to work out the radius. So we're saying the volume is 80 in this cone here, 80 meters cubed. So fill it in, 80. Change the 1 over 3 into 1 divided by 3, or keep it as a third if you like, but when you type it into your calculator I would do 1 divided by 3. You get the pi symbol here, which we know is 3.14. We're not sure what the radius is, so we'll keep that as r squared, and we know that the height is 7. Now as before, you can actually do this part. Okay, you can do the pi times the 7, and you can also do the 1 divided by 3. So what I would type in the calculator is 1 divided by 3 times 3.14 times 7, and that will come out as a numerical value. You want to do that calculation before anything else. After that's very similar to the last one. That comes out to be 7.33 times r squared. So again, just do 1 divided by 3 times 3.14 times 7 and you'll get that answer. Now to get the r squared on its own, it's the same as before. You do 80 divided by 7.33 and that's going to give you 10.91. And finish it off, undo the square by square rooting the 10.91 to get your final answer of 3.3 centimeters. Okay, last example, what happens when you have to work out the radius of a sphere? So this time we're told the volume is 210 meters cubed and I've got to work out the radius. So I'll feed in 210 into the volume side of things, and I'll change the 4 into 4 divided by 3 times by pi and times by r squared. Now as we talked about last time, you can actually do this calculation here, 4 divided by 3 times pi, get a numerical value for that. Just type in your calculator just like that. That pops out to be 4.187 times r cubed. Now as before, to get r cubed on its own, you want to divide 210 by this number, and that pops out to be 50.2 in your calculator. And lastly, this time we're trying to undo a cube. Okay, so to undo a square, you square root; to undo a cube, you cube root. Now you'll find this button in your calculator. Quite often it's above the square root, you need to push your inverse button, but it's a wee square root with a 3 above it. Square root sign, it's called the cube root. It means what times what times what makes 50.2. The same value, so that's the answer. 3.69 times 3.69 times 3.69 will give you 50.2. That's your answer.